Welcome back to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Convo, episode number 67. The conversation I want to get into today is Devin Haney a fallen star in the sport of boxing? Will he ever get the type of respect that he deserves based on his skills alone? Let's get into a few short clips on why he may never become a superstar in the sport of boxing.
What have you done back and forth? Everything that they demanded, we accepted. We said we'll do it. We'll go there. Whatever they said they wanted, we said we'll do. And now it's on
they're lowballing us, but Devin says he's going to sell 2 chains. And he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine.
Hey, you saw the diamonds in his teeth joining.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Diamonds in his teeth and everything. And the bad news is when he goes through the plane to go to Australia, they're going to have to take them out because they won't allow you through that machine, you know.
yeah.
That's what he told me.
Bullshit.
Why?
They would never put Ryan Garcia with Devin Haney. Never, ever, ever.
It would have happened
They
already.
were mandatory already. They beat Luke Campbell, who's a great fighter, to become the mandatory to Devin Haney. The Zone said, let's make that fight. It's a massive fight. They could have fought for the world title. They didn't want to know. Not even consider it. Not even discuss it. There is no way Ryan Garcia will fight Devin Haney. No way.
Devin, what was that conversation like?
We don't fight for free here.
Devin, what was that conversation like?
He's not going to do a motherfucking thing, so we ain't got to worry about nobody fighting. But anyways, continue.
Well, what was that conversation like for you moments
How
ago?
does it feel that you gotta? The only way you're relevant is through me.
Relevant through you? What are you talking about?
That's the only
I was
way.
relevant before
You hold that
I'm still
WBC belt.
What are you
like
talking
this
about?
for
You're
dear
a
life,
clown, bro.
So we're going to jump right into the title. I know you guys are probably wondering what I'm talking about, so that's why it's important. If you get to this point in the video, please make sure you watch the full video so you get the full breakdown of the entire video. I always say that on all my videos. But is Devin Haney a fallen star? I do not mean that in a sense of his skill level, opposition that he has faced, and the overall goals that he said he wanted to become undisputed. For me, I'm gonna speak from not coming from me, but coming from just a particular fan or particular type of fans when it comes to Devin Haney. So I'm not gonna talk about so much of what I think about Devin Haney. I will probably put some little things in there what I think about Devin Haney, but for the majority, I'm gonna say something more about what most fans think of Devin Haney. So I'm gonna start by saying one guy particularly he told me once before that perception is more real than the truth. It's the truth. You know, if you get 5 people in a group and you get 3 people to not like you for any reason, they can flip those other 2 people on you, even if it could be a total lie. And if it depends on how it goes out, more people are gonna take those 5 people because it outweighs the one guy or the one girl or whatever. So perception, if somebody put a perception on you like, okay, you a mean guy, you this, you that, if you get 3 people saying that, they're gonna flip the other 2, they're gonna believe it, and then they're gonna get the other 10 to believe it, then they're gonna get 5 more to believe it, and then they're gonna go to 20 or 50, 35 or something like that. It just starts to get out of hand. So that's the way fans work sometimes in the sport of boxing. I can tell by the way some of the comments that they leave on, I get into everybody comments. I ain't gonna lie, I get in there. I love the sport of boxing. I love talking boxing, whether I'm right or wrong. Even on my page, I don't get many negative comments. I can tell I got true boxing fans on my channel because a lot of people don't come in and they don't put a perception on what I'm talking about. They interject what they got to say. A lot of times I don't agree with it, but it's all respectful. But I had a couple guys get in my comment section about a couple topics that I had, and I had one about Errol Spence. One dude accused me of being a crab in the bucket. So if you don't know what a crab in the bucket is, it's like when somebody starts becoming successful, the least successful person gonna pull the successful guy down or at least try. And that's why I tell you guys, really watch my full videos. He was like, why did you talk about the wreck that happened 2.5 years ago? I'm like, look at the whole entire video. A lot of this has come, the reason why I created my channel is to create a really good conversation, a deeper look into boxing. The conversation of boxing, for me, is very important. It's not so much about what I feel about boxing, but I want to share, a conversation and let that conversation grow. It's just like going into a barbershop. You want to see that conversation. You can sit in a barbershop for hours and talk about the same thing. You may have 1 or 2 people that's in a conversation, and next thing you know, you got 20 people talking about the same thing, whether it's boxing, different types of sports, or whatever. So let me get into more of the breakdown of the title. So I think the perception that people have on Devin Haney that he's not an exciting fighter. I got a lot of people, that say, well, he's on the zone. What the zone got to do with him, and this it's all about perception. People are gonna pick and choose what they want to hear. They're gonna pick and choose, what they see about a certain fighter, especially when it comes to sport of boxing. I think that Devin Haney, for me, he's a very talented fighter. Him and his dad has done an amazing job when he was working with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather did an amazing job in bringing this young man up. I think he's even right now. I think that even in the lower weight class, he could beat anybody. I think I picked like 2 fighters that will probably give him a real test. I think it's Tank, and I think if he was to move up to 140, I think it could be Antoine Russell could give him a little bit of a challenge too. Both of those fighters that I just named, those fights to me is probably 50-50. But anybody else, I think Devin Haney would probably more or less smoke. I think the Linares fight was an excellent fight. And I think another fight that I would like to see him in too is another type of Jojo Diaz fight. That way that people can't say, well, he's a boring fighter, because styles make fights. And I think that a lot of people accuse him of having a boring style. Floyd Mayweather, if you're a true fan, you will see a lot of these you will see a lot of interviews and stuff like that. Even I go back and look at old videos and stuff, so that way I'm not getting on video and making a fool out of myself and talking outside of my face. So Floyd Mayweather, he set him down. He actually telling him inside the ring while he had his headgear on and everything. He said, man, what you want to do, in the sport of boxing, you want to get in and you want to get out. You want to get out with all your senses. You want to get out and enjoy life after boxing, because boxing is not going to be the end all see all. So, you're going to get in, you're going to get hit a couple times, but you want to minimize the amount of damage that you take so you can get out and reap the benefits of your labor. You want to get out, you enjoy life, you get on your boats, married, you have kids, you want to be able to enjoy that. And the fans, they look at that like, well, that's boring. We don't want to see that. We want to see you about have brain dead. And I also, somebody jumped in my comments and said that I tried to compare Devin Haney to Floyd Mayweather. No, I'm not comparing. Floyd Mayweather, to me, is number one of all times. And not to say that Devin Haney or anybody else couldn't get there, but right now, Floyd Mayweather is number one. But I was trying to explain to him overall styles. So the style that Devin Haney carries, Floyd Mayweather carried a similar style. Or Stevenson carried a similar style. They can hit you, but you can't hit them. The fans do not want to see that. They want to see a knockdown, drag-out fight. So the perception on some of these type of fighters that carry that particular style does not favor them in a superstar status. Make sure you rewind from this point on all the way back if you have to, and re-listen to everything leading up to this point. So the point that I'm making, his style does not favor the fans, and his style would not ultimately get him to that superstar status. So when I say falling star, it's a falling star to the fans, because the fans do not see him the way I see him, and maybe other true boxing fans may see Devin Haney. Devin Haney is special. His style is special. His style is it may not be unique, because I think it really does remind me of Floyd Mayweather. He does not fight like Floyd Mayweather, but a lot of things, he was in his gym for many years, so he's going to favor Floyd Mayweather a ton. Just like Shakur Stevenson, he may not have been trained by Floyd Mayweather, but I'm pretty sure he grew up watching Floyd Mayweather. A lot of these guys carry that, that same type of defense, the footwork, fast twitches, all that stuff. And the reason why Floyd Mayweather can still compete right now, he can still get in the sport of boxing and compete, because he minimized the damage that he took. And that's what Devin Haney, that's the same road that he's going down. But he recently got booed at a fight, I think that took place on Saturday. So he got booed with it. But one thing I liked about Devin Haney, and the thing that I think he can build off of to get into that superstar status, and overall just, making a lot of money. Anybody that's doing anything special, I want to see him grow. And to that one person that said, I'm a crab in the bucket, whatever, you could believe what you want to believe. I want all these guys. A lot of these guys come from absolutely nothing. I want to see them make it. Anybody that's got a business, anybody that's doing anything, I want to see them make it, whether I like you or not. I don't benefit off talking junk about somebody else. I would never benefit. I got a business of my own if that person is listening. So I know what it's all about, having your own business and actually working with other people, so you both can get to a certain status. I work with somebody. He don't work for me, but I work with somebody, and we make a lot of money together. So with all that said, but I really hope that Devin Haney, he can build off that hate. He can turn that hate to love, because what they can't understand about him, what don't hurt you, you can always use it against somebody else. So the fans, they say, well, we don't like him. They don't have to like him. That style that Devin Haney carries, I think that he can use that to his advantage and make it work for him. And also, I think that for a lot of you fans, some of these fights are very hard to make. You hear Eddie Hearn speaking on Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya trying to make that fight, and Eddie Hearn is probably right. He's like, it's never gonna happen. They never gonna put him in a fight with Devin Haney, because, like I say, his style scares a lot of other boxers. If you're trying to win, you're trying to make money, you're going into a fight with Devin Haney, you got to have some type of balls, because that's going to be a very hard fight based on his style. The Kambosos fight should be made already. Kambosos should be ready to go. He want to take a tune-up. So how can you fault Devin Haney for being bored or not getting the type of fights that he wants, because based on perception? And I think the perception is, even for other boxers, I'm going to lose, and the fans, it's not an exciting fight. But exciting fights come from fighting the other top fighters. So if you can't get the Kambosos fight, if you can't get the Loma fight, the Tank fight, and all these other fights that's out there for Devin Haney, how can he ever become a superstar? But you guys let me know what you think about this topic down in the comments below. That's going to conclude another episode of Big Bear Boxing Convo, episode number 67. You guys let me know what you think about this topic down in the comments below. If you want to see what I'm wearing, shopchachi.com. Follow me on all social media platforms that I'm currently on. Links will be down in the descriptions below. Just want to thank you guys like I do each and every single video. If you old to the channel, new to the channel, please try to make sure you watch the full video so you get the full breakdown of the content. Also, if you like the video, leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell. It's very important, so you guys won't miss out on any upcoming videos on my channel. With all that out of the way, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Convo.